Good afternoon, everybody. Spoot for Misery Gaming. I'm a little late on this one. I ended up having a last-minute contract that I had to deal with. So, should you pull on the round 2 of spec banners? The answer may surprise you. Physical banner, the Vanguard Grimoire. I'll go through it little bit by little bit. Man, these are rough. So at L, level 80, 5200 on the Sword of Suppression. Tier 4, Gale of Destruction. It's okay. Dauntless Courage 2, it's fine, pretty decent. I'm not like insanely mad at that one. Trying to think. I think this one's fine. I honestly think this one is fine. I like this sword. If you're still going Breaker Crusher, this may be worth picking up. Swordsmith Smelt Book. Most of you that have been Breaker probably already have this one. The only downside being is it's still 5200, so it's on par with what's out. But it is Dauntless Courage 2. The hammer is slightly below stats, and by slightly I mean massively. It's 4100, so the risk of getting the hammer over the two swords is kind of crappy. I don't 100% know. I guess if you're still trying to do Breaker, which I don't necessarily think you should be, unless you are already a paladin and you just need DC 2 in your half nightmare. For Alice, I would sort of stick away from this one. It's fine. It's not great. Tomes. One of them is support boon, one of them is magic attack debuff, and one of them is replenish magic 2. So the support boon 2 one, surprisingly not very good. Not because of any specific, it's just it's physical def to 2 enemies. So if we come back to like a crusher meta, it's pretty important. But right now, since most teams tend to be leaning towards magical attack, it does less. It being a support boon 2 adds to it, and it having 5200 stats also adds to it. I like it. I just don't know if it's enough to really go wild with it. The next one was the Omniscient book, which I believe we have seen before, if memory serves. We may not have. Trying to remember. Not entirely sure. Reduce the magical attack of 1 to 2 enemies by a great amount. And then it also has a magic attack debuff, which is Dookie. The stats on this one are kind of poop, but the effect is actually pretty good. Magical attack, chance to target 2 is pretty decent, and it's a tier 3 debuff. Although the stats are only maxed out at 4000 at level 80. As you guys know, I don't really go into MLBs. Like, sure, it goes to 530 at max MLB, but you're not... That's what regular items go at 80. So, like, I tend to stay away from commenting on MLB because most free-to-play players are probably not going to be able to do it. Obviously, if you think you can, the effect is good, the colo aid skill kind of sucks, and the stats are very mediocre. So be careful with that one. And then Tome of Absolution, which we have had for a while. The effect is really good, Replenish Magic is pretty good, the stats are really subpar. So, like, the book banner... I lean away from, even though Final Prophecy is okay, and then Tome of Absolution is slightly better than the other one. Like, right now, magic attack reduction tier 4 is a premium. I just don't know if the book is good enough to justify it. I use it in my grid, but that's just because, like I said, people are, magic attack. So I'm leaning towards a skip on this one. Check your guild, check your necessity. If you need books, this is okay, but I would lean heavily towards skipping this one. And then you've got the Rearguard Grimoire for Stabs, which is actually pretty good. I actually like this one a lot. The new one is One's Beloved Staff. So it heals 2 allies by a moderate amount of HP, and it increases their magical attack by 2. It also 5200 stats on a staff. Recovery support 2, also absolutely fine. Eventually it LLs. This staff looks kind of wild. Looks like a Sailor Moon staff, except in different colors. I actually like One's Beloved Staff. The Bell Staff is also pretty good. Chance to heal 2 by a great amount. You have a fixed chance to increase the physical defense of one ally slightly while healing. 4,800 stats, so it's slightly above what the rest of them are so far. So I'm actually okay with this. I like the Bell Staff. I have it. It's a lot of these are let's heal 2 things. This one, I like the other Ginger Staff better, mostly because the stats on this one are kind of dookie. But it's another staff with recovery support. So, like, I don't know. I guess my short take is that if you need Dauntless Courage weapons, the physical Vanguard is okay. The physical Grimoire is okay. If you pull the hammer, I'm sorry. It just sucks. It's the way it is. Tome Grimoire, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Like, Tome of Absolution has been around for a while. Omniscient Book's effect is okay, but it's an absolutely dog shit. Colo Aid. And then Final Prophecy's the reverse, where Support Boon 2 is really good, but the actual ability is kind of shitty. I don't know. I think if you're going to pull on any of them, I think this is a Cleric banner for sure. Like, all 3 of these staffs are at least usable, the Ginger Sage being the least sought after, but the other 2 are pretty good. One's Beloved Staff isn't going to give you a crap ton of healing, but Recovery Support 2 maxed out gives you an edge by a pretty significant margin. So, I don't know. Take that as you will. So, too long, didn't read. Probably, unless you absolutely need to fill out DC2 swords, I would skip Physical Vanguard. Tome Grimoire, I lean away from. The mix of stuff is too much, and Support Boot 2, I don't think is good enough to justify physical defense reduction, even if it is a tier 2 on 2 targets. It's just, I don't think it's enough. The Omniscient Book is mediocre, and Tome of Absolution is good, I guess, but I don't think I would chase it. And then the Staff Grimoire is pretty good. Like I said, the Ginger Staff is still mediocre, but it's still better. It's still as good as some other staffs, especially with Recovery Support 2 on there. So that's it. Physical Grimoire, probably skip it unless you specifically are using DC2 swords or you're a Half Nightmare searching for extra swords, which you probably shouldn't be. You should probably focus on spears. Rearguard Tomes, Grimoire, I would skip it. Staff Grimoire, I think this one's safe. I actually like... I at least like 2 of the 3 on Raid Up, but we are probably getting another banner within a week, so, you know, it's always something you can be careful of. So that's it for me. That's the whole thing. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me if you've pulled. I do apologize for getting this out so late. It's just the last 48 hours have been crazy, so a lot of stuff going on. So you guys have a good one, and we'll talk at you later.